The middle finger to the institution. Yeah, okay, whatever. You should just start. Are you guys ready? Alright, we're not ready, never mind.
They've been described as the biggest loss of music since Kenny Loggins, not a Blink-182 cover band, and a less emo Taking Back Sunday with more bass. Bran 182 was a band about drinking.
It's a band about drinking, alright? So put this one on the album, but there won't be a live version of the song on the album, so fucking forget it, yo!
Watching this footage, I began to question why the hypnotized audience for a band whose sole desire was to drink itself into obscurity. Why was there no first song, yet a second first song? Why was there never a live version? The more I thought about it, the more I realized that they were not just a band about drinking, nor were they just a band about being a band about drinking, but a band about thinking.
Attention, objective observer! Me and my friends are a jam band. Attention, objective observer! None of you can be objective. I'm moving the mouse with the cursor. Directional values are none. Attention, objective observer! You are objectively drunk!
To begin, I started at the last known location of the band, Hot Topic. Any of Bran 182?
Yeah, they played here months ago.
Months ago. Damn, they're not still here by any chance. They weren't there. It seemed as if within the last few months, possibly within a few hours of the performance, the band had left the store completely. By guessing phone numbers, our first contact was made through one of the original two members of Bran, Peter Hunter. He informed us that some bros inhabited the residence, but there was no turning back.
I remember I was hanging out playing PlayStation 3 in Kip, who would become the bassist of Bran 182, or rather Bran's, room, and Grant came in, and he was like, hey, I want to write a rock opera for my core project, but I know nothing about music. And I was like, well, I play guitar, so I'd be down, and then Kip plays bass, he'd probably be down, and he was.
Unfortunately for original Bran, their dream of being reviewed by Pitchfork Media never escaped the hallowed walls of Porter Dining Hall. This sent them into a brutal alcohol-filled depression, out of which spawned Bran 182. We were forced to cut the interview short when my crew informed me that beer pong had started upstairs. We barely escaped to the car with our lives. With much difficulty and a bribe of one order of fries, we were able to set up a meeting with Jordan at a local diner. The problem was he refused to be filmed, so we were forced to use a hidden camera.
Is that a camera?
No, it's not.
Well,
I
I see a little like red light.
No, you don't.
Huh.
Tell me about Bran 182 at its best moments.
Honestly, I was so drunk the whole time. I don't even remember most of it.
Sorry, can you look into the camera when you say that? Not camera.
That's not Chip. It's over. It's over, man.
Through no fault of mine, Jordan decided to leave. It was clear that he was too drunk to continue the interview. The mystery only widened as we learned that the band's bassist, Kip Pratt, had mysteriously disappeared. Some said that he went on a study abroad program, but as we all know, if you rearrange the letters of study abroad, you get stab your dad. All seemed hopeless until we received a phone call from someone claiming to be the ex-drummer of Bran 182, Ian Thornburg. After a short drive through a shady neighborhood, we arrived at the park. The place was swarming with violent, unruly creatures. Was this going to be a trap? Why did you choose this particular location to shoot this interview?
I like ducks. Bran 182 collapsed and really just kind of passed out and possibly got alcohol poisoning.
Suddenly, I noticed suspicious strangers watching us from across the lake. My instinct was right. It was a setup. Once again, we barely escaped with our lives. It felt good to be safe, but even after so many close calls, we were still no closer to discovering the true meaning of Bran 182. Then, a cinematic miracle happened.
Get the camera ready. Get the gear ready. Are you Grant Golland? What? Sir, what can you tell me about the band Bran 182? What are your plans for global takeover?
He was completely without reason. I began wondering if the placement of the words and timing's all that matters when everyone's concerned with their own drinking. Maybe I was simply waiting for the purpose to justify the pattern. Maybe they were simply a band about drinking. Could a band about drinking realistically expect their fans to even remember the show? No. A band about drinking could only get about as far as... Hot topic! The band is most certainly over now, that much I am sure of. But something about seeing a grown man sitting in a car parked in front of a church with the windows up, chugging a handle of warm gin, made me believe that somewhere out there, the spirit of Bran 182 is alive and drinking, and getting like really, really drunk in the process. So now, let us raise our glasses to what was Bran 182 as we knock him back, knock him back, knock him back.